Today we're with Bert Elliott, who's a branch manager for Fairway Mortgage in Flower Mound, and you've been in the mortgage business for how long?
Oh gosh, long before Al Gore invented the internet.
Oh, yeah.
So going on 30 years now.
So there's been a lot of talk about interest rates and where they're going, what's happening with them. So we thought we'd come to one of the experts. Bert is an expert on it. So this right now they're saying that the interest rates are the lowest it's ever been. Is that right?
That's pretty close to correct. The last, I think the lowest that they ever really hit was around Thanksgiving of 2012. Average rate at that time was around 3.3%, and we are rapidly approaching that if we're not already there.
So some people are saying the coronavirus is the cause for the rates. What happens if the virus is contained? Will the rates go back up?
Well, the coronavirus is not the cause for the rates in and of itself. So the coronavirus is a contributing factor to uncertainty in the market. And so the stock market especially is not fond of uncertainty. So when the stock market gets scared, people move their money out of stocks and they typically move them into bonds, which drives interest rates and drives interest rates lower as more money is invested into bonds. But the coronavirus is not the only thing contributing to the uncertainty. There's several things. The fear of recession, the coronavirus could trigger a lot of those fears. The media triggers a lot of those fears, unfortunately. The debt levels in our country trigger that uncertainty and put an even greater, more consistent downward pressure on the interest rates. And interestingly enough, no matter which candidate or which party wins the election, they both are proposing adding debt. So I think you're going to continue to see a downward trend, regardless of what happens with the coronavirus.
So that's the $1 million question. Are we going down lower? Should people wait? Should they do it now?
Well, the answer to all of those questions is yes. So I believe personally that yes, the rates will continue to go down. How far down, I don't know. I do believe that there's a very strong possibility that we could see rates in the twos, which is just crazy to think about. However, that being said, no one can predict the future. So you just play a really dangerous game trying to catch the market at the bottom. I think the key is to recognize that this is really a historic time. And if you were ever going to consider getting into the market or moving up, this would be the time to do it, because you just never know what could happen.
And the other side of the coin is prices keep going up on the home, so you wait for a lower rate, but you pay more for the house later on. So
absolutely,
why wait?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you guys are probably already seeing it. We're already seeing it. Typically, the spring market, the April, May, June kind of stuff is already happening. It started happening in February. We're already in multiple offer situations.
Very true.
We're seeing that the listing price is not the starting point for the negotiations to go down. It's almost like we're going to begin the bidding here, and let's start going up from here.
Very true.
And that's just going to intensify as school reaches, getting out and people get into the spring market. So if you can get a jump on it right now, you need to.
So what would you say to homeowners or potential homeowners about about our environment?
Exactly kind of what we just talked about is that it's sometimes hard to realize that you're living in a historic moment. But these are historic times. They really are. You're probably never going to see an interest rate environment like you're having now. And here in North Texas, we're so blessed to have such a strong economy, still a very reasonable cost of living. Supply is going to be very short. Demand is going to be way short of supply. So you're going to have to be ready to move and move quick. So if you want to put your house on the market, be ready to move. If you think you want to buy a house, be ready to make a decision, because the early bird is literally going to get the worm. And that's all good news, because you can buy more house right now than you could ever buy before. A lot of people who have equity in their homes now because of the rapid appreciation that we've seen over the last few years. So you have the ability to maybe get into a bigger house and not increase your payment very much, if any at all, because of the interest rates and the amount of money that you can put down to on your new purchase. If you don't want to move, if you're happy where you're at, but you've got any kind of consumer debt, you've probably got equity that you can pull out of your house to help pay off that credit card debt or student loan debt. It's just an amazing time in the housing market right now, and it's the time to take advantage of it.
We talked a little bit about mortgage insurance. You kind of spoke a little bit about that off camera. Can you tell us what you were talking about, that buying a bigger house, same interest, same house payment?
Sure. If you bought a house a few years ago and you didn't have enough money to put down to avoid paying mortgage insurance, then now you've got the opportunity to possibly get that mortgage insurance removed because of appreciation on your home, which could make your payment go down. Or you could have enough equity in your home that if you buy a new home, you could put enough down to avoid that private mortgage insurance. And so the disparity in your new payment may not be as great as you thought it would be. The only way to really find that out, though, is to talk to a professional. And I mean a true loan officer. I'm not talking about an internet lending company. You need to sit down and talk with someone who has been doing this for a while and knows how to look at all your different options and advantages, so you know you're making the most prudent financial decision for you and your family.
All right, we want to thank Bert for taking his time to educate us. This is the type of person or people that we put together with the O'Reilly Home Team to give you the best service all the way through, from finding a house to buying a house and all the way through the whole transaction. So give us a call, email us. We can get you in touch with Bert if you have specific questions, and let's go buy a house.
All right. Thanks, y'all. See you
Thank
later.
you.
Bye.